Hi, this is Kelly Markine, your child's third grade teacher. Just wanted to fill you in on a few things about our classroom for the year. Here's our daily schedule. We do have a nice chunk of time in the morning for our ELA, and that's when we get our daily 5 done, so our whole group reading, our small group reading, some word work for spelling, and our writing time. We also will go to recess and specials. We have other little snippets or pockets of ELA time. One of those pockets is right after specials and before lunch. Oftentimes I'll do my read aloud during that time, and the kids will finish up some of their work that they were working on earlier. We'll go to lunch from 12:15 to 12:45. We have a nice block of time for our math lessons. So I do like to do like a daily 5 with math as well, so small groups with that. Then we have our recess. After recess, the kids get their snack from their locker, and we do a working break, so a working snack. We'll be working on phonics each day and some extra writing during that time as well. Then we end our day with social studies and science. These are our social studies and science units that we'll be going over. We typically do a few weeks of social studies, and then we'll switch over to a few weeks of science. So it's never back and forth every day. It's just more of a few week focus at a time. So we are getting ready to start our Shawnee history. Here are some of the math concepts that we'll be going over this year. The bulk of it is our multiplication and division facts. So if you can be working with your children right now on addition and subtraction, so they have that automaticity with their addition and subtraction facts, when we get to multiplication and division, it will be so much easier for them. I know these first 2 topics have been a little bit harder, or this first topic, and the second one's it's got some stretch in there too for the kids to grow in, but they'll be just fine. What I like to do during math is I typically do pre-test the kids so I can see what they already know. I know which kids need to have a little bit more intense instruction, and some kids who might need a little bit more enrichment during that topic. The groups do change, so we do some math rotations. One rotation will be working with me on the skill for the day, and then another group will be doing some independent practice, possibly in their math book or another activity that I have found for them to do. And then another group, or a third group, will be working on fact practice or some games to reinforce the concept. And a big change that students notice and parents notice too is that there's a lot more writing in 3rd grade. It's such a big transition year in all of our subjects, but there is more writing, and it's important for kids to understand and to be able to explain their thinking in math. How do they come up with the answer? We will be teaching them several different strategies. Math has changed a lot since I was in school and since you were in school. I think whenever I was in school, you just did it one way, and no one ever questioned you why. So with our thinking right now, we know kids all learn different ways. There's a lot of different ways to get an answer. As long as your answer is correct and you can clearly explain how you got that, it's fantastic. So we'll be doing a lot more writing to explain their thinking. We also will be doing some real-world projects to apply their learning. This year for our reading, we'll be using Benchmark Advance again. It's our 2nd year using that as our resource for our ELA curriculum. Science and social studies topics are actually integrated into that reading resource, which is fantastic. With our daily 5, we have a whole group lesson to introduce the strategy and skill. We'll also have a small group instruction time, and that will be more tailored to your child's reading readiness and the strategies and skills that they're needing. We also have our word study, and for this year, the spelling program that we'll be using is Words Their Way. It actually teaches children word patterns or spelling patterns, and it's more tailored to where they are, and your child will have more of an individualized list for that. So we'll be starting that in a couple weeks. We'll give you a heads up for that for sure. What we like about this ELA curriculum is that it spirals, so we come back to the concepts throughout the year. It's not just teach it once and they're done. These are the reading strategies that we will be covering in whole group and our small group reading groups. What we've noticed with this being such a big transition year is that in K through 2, kids were learning how to read. And now for 3 through 5, they actually are reading to comprehend. So, and the biggest jump in the types of reading that they're doing. So a lot of times they were reading narrative texts, and now it's a lot more expository text. So students are exposed to so much more expository text or informational text than ever before in 3rd grade. So we have to try and help them to break that down and process it. During this time, students will also receive writing practice based on what we're doing in class. And if reinforcement is needed during our small group instruction, we'll be able to do that with our writing as well. So our concepts that we practice are vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, accuracy, and phonemic awareness. Here's a few of our projects and our field trips. The most well-known project that we do in 3rd grade is our International Festival, where a child gets to research a country from their heritage. They'll learn about the culture of that country, and then we have a program, a music program, and all of our specials teachers have helped us out, and they actually are all learning about different cultures during that 1.5, 2 months of research time as well. So it's a lot of fun. We also have a taste fest, and the kids get to wear traditional clothing from that country if they'd like. We don't need you to go out and buy anything. You can be creative with that. And they also bring in a food from their country. So you'll have to ask the kids about the taste fest that they went to as 2nd graders. We have our science week at the end of the year. So in our science fair, we typically ask for a lot of parent help with those. And with our International Festival and with our Shawnee Community Walk. We're excited. We'll be doing that towards the end of September. And we're excited because along our community walk, we'll actually get to stop and visit our new library. Just some miscellaneous information. Report cards and progress reports are all going to be done on Skyward. So if you are not familiar with Skyward yet, you need to get that way. We do have letter grades this year. We do try to update our Skyward, the grades in Skyward every couple of weeks. So you'll be seeing some information coming out with that soon. I do encourage kids to have a water bottle and a healthy snack. If you happen to have any transportation changes, you can certainly email them to me. But if it's after 2:30, you might want to send me or call the office, and they'll give me a call too, just to make sure. Sometimes at the end of the day, we are busy. Once we get back in from that second recess, that I don't always have a chance to check my email. So we do celebrate birthdays. If you would like to let me know that you're bringing in treats, that would be great, because we do have a few food allergies in our classroom. But that way I can relay the information, and our friends can all have treats that day. And then one other thing that I often do is send out book orders every month or every other month. Kids are always excited to get new books, and we earn points so I can get new books for our classroom library as well. For our classroom management, I wanted to try something a little different. Obviously, I have flexible seating, so I'm not your normal classroom. The kids have done really well with that, and so I always like to try something a little bit different or something new to keep things fresh. This is actually my 8th year teaching 3rd grade, so I love this age, but I also love to not have to do the same exact thing every year. So this is one of the things I wanted to try with our kids, and they are doing an amazing job. They can earn swag tags. It's like a little award, up to 2 or 3 a week, and the kids have done awesome. The way they earn those is just by being a good little citizen in our community. We talk about how we're together all day, and it's like we're our own little family. So we help each other out. Whenever I catch someone being good, or I see some things that they're doing that's awesome, they're being independent workers, or they're helping a friend without me asking or anyone else asking. They're taking that initiative to do those things. I like to reward them with a swag tag. So that's what we're doing. And on Fridays, the kids get to wear their swag tags. So you might even ask them if they have what kind of swag, what they've done to earn their own swag tags. One thing that I've liked to use in the past, and we're going to continue this year, is Seesaw. It's an online tool to share what the kids are learning. I know some of the classes in 2nd grade have done that, so if you already have a Seesaw account, you'll be able to easily change over to the 3rd grade. And if you don't have a Seesaw account yet, then I will be sending out information to all of you, and it's really a great online tool. It's private, only you can see your child's journal outside of class. There are times where I do post some pictures of the whole class or a group of kids, and I will go ahead and put that for everyone to see. But as far as work and your child's individual work, that's just for your own viewing. So I will be sending that information out over the weekend, and then I'll put it in my newsletter on Monday as well. So hopefully by next week, everyone will be up on Seesaw. Another great tool that I like to use is Remind 101, and it's for those last-minute updates or a quick reminder. So it's not something I'll use as a weekly tool or a newsletter. It's just those quick little, hey, don't forget, tomorrow's a Spirit Day. So if you text at Markheim to 81010, you'll be added to our class for the year. And finally, I wanted to just let you know a little bit about me. I actually grew up in northwestern Kansas in a small town called Norton, and there were 56 people in my graduating class. So having all these kids up here is fantastic. I loved growing up in more of a sheltered area, but I do love having amenities open 24 hours a day. So I am a K-State graduate. I've taught in Tennessee, Indiana, and in Kansas. So I've taught all the way from 2nd grade up to 7th grade math and pre-algebra. But this is my 8th year in 3rd grade at Prairie Ridge and my 18th year teaching. I was lucky enough to be able to stay home with my kids for a couple years when they were little. But since I am a K-State graduate, I am a huge K-State fan. However, I do not discriminate against any other teams, and my class has heard me say this, and we all agree that we don't use our words to hurt, we use our words to help. So we do not boo each other's teams, and it's all in fun. We have a good time with that. This is my family. My husband is a civil engineer and environmental engineer for Burns & McDonnell. My son is a sophomore in high school. He actually attends Olathe North Geoscience Academy. He's very involved with that, and he's also on the swim team. And then my daughter is at Olathe North. She's a freshman, and she's in the Sports Med Academy. She is also a competitive gymnast and competes level 8 this year. So she spends about 20 to 25 hours a week in the gym. So I completely understand whenever you guys say it was a crazy night, because I'd like to tell you that it gets easier as they get older, but I don't think it has yet. But please do let me know if there is an instance that something happens, you weren't able to get homework done. I understand, and I don't want your child to be upset about it. We'll be able to take care of it the next day. This picture is actually about a year old, so I am now the shortest person in my family. And I wanted to leave you with this, that I don't think of this as my job. This is my passion. I absolutely love teaching, and I love your children. I grew up in a family of teachers, so it's been ingrained since I was a little girl. I'm going to do my best to provide a supportive, safe, fun, and challenging classroom environment for your child to reach their fullest potential. If you have any questions or concerns, I do want you to let me know. I want to make this your child's best year yet, and I know if we partner together that we can do that. And I just want to thank you for sharing these precious kids with me. We're going to have an awesome year.